Today we're going to check out the Sonicake Matribox 2 Pro. Yesterday a new package arrived, and this was something I was really looking forward, because the Sonicake Matribox 2 Pro multi-effects modeling unit generated a hype on the internet for sounding well, really good compared to the price, at least. So I was curious if that is true, or if these are only paid videos on YouTube. And I couldn't find a vendor until 2 weeks ago to get it over here in Germany. So I ordered it, because suddenly it showed up on Amazon, and here's the editor. And this is the first time I'm playing this thing, so I dialed in a couple of tones already. But yeah, let me show you some tones, and then I will talk about my impression. So I'm using stock amp here, which is one of the diesel VH4 models. I'll show you the amp list in a second, but yeah, boosted with the drive pedal, and also I'm using a stock IR. The Soldano. And let me show you how easy it is to get good results here. So yeah, let's keep this cap. Let's keep the drive block at first, then change only the amp. So let's see if we can find the PV6505 model, if there is one. Here, Halen 51. And everything is stock. Okay, sounds already really good to me. A little bit mid heavy, so I would dial out some mids. Of course, you can do it here. So the faders are very sensitive. Not very sensitive, so you have to move them a lot until you hear a change. Might be too much. Okay. And let's keep it maybe here and one of the EQs instead. So here in the EQ section, you can see you have only 5 different EQs. Guitar 1 with these frequencies, guitar 2, bass frequencies, and the Caliph, which is maybe the Mesa 5-band graphic EQ. Let's stick with this because I'm hearing a little bit too much mids. I would like to dial them out, maybe around here. too much lower mids. Now a little bit too much bass. Of course, you can raise the overall volume to compensate it. And it sounds nice to me. Here I don't use the stock settings. Stock settings would be maybe everything at around 50, but that would be too much gain for my taste, so. By the way, here I'm using the warm OD, which sounds nice because I like singing lead tones, but maybe fewer after crushing metal chugging tones. Maybe you would use the tube screamer. Get a very saturated tone here. For my taste, a little bit too saturated. Without the drive. So, to be honest, I was not that impressed when I first played the unit. And the reason for that is I own the Valeton GP-200 already and also the Hotone Ampero 1. And they both belong maybe to the same company and also this unit. So that means the amps and the effects you find in all these three units, they're the same. Not exactly the same, they have different names. And one thing which I also found out is here in this unit, there are few amps, caps, effects missing, which are available in the Valeton. So this unit has fewer effects and amps than the Valeton GP-200. And at first I thought, well, but why is that the case? And also, why is this unit hyped then so much? Because the Valeton is available already for a couple of years, I think. But the thing is, when I compared them side by side, and I will do a comparison video to show it, I had the impression that this unit here sounds a little bit more detailed, and so in other words, it sounds a little bit more realistic, doesn't have, or it has more harmonic highs, and also it feels a little bit more natural playing. And that is maybe due to the higher processing power of the unit. But the next question which appeared for me was, why didn't they include all the effects, especially they left off the stereo effects, which are available now in the Valeton. So the stereo delay. They have only one here, the ping pong, which was also the case in the Valeton with the first firmware, but over the years they added within firmware updates really kick-ass stereo delays in the Valeton, but not here. And my guess is this unit is more powerful, and you can see that easily by looking at the effects chain. In the Valeton you have a fixed effects chain. You can move the blocks around, but you cannot add maybe another amp instead of maybe an EQ here, the effects chain, which you can do here. So for example, first of all, you can add another amp here, but also you can maybe delete this one here and add amp number 3. So you have 3 amps in the effects chain, which you could use or access with different control buttons, of course. That is something which you cannot do in the Valeton. Therefore, if you imagine having 3 delays here, maybe they left off the most powerful, power-consuming delays because maybe the unit couldn't process 3 stereo delays. But of course, they could have handled that by just making them not available in all the blocks, like maybe in the Hotone Ampero 2. They did that there. Then you could choose only the available effects within one block. But in other words, here this unit is very powerful, so that you can use the same blocks more than one time. And you have also, I think, one more or two more options here for effects. Especially if you don't use the pedal here, the volume pedal, you can add maybe even more effects than in the Valeton, because in the Valeton you cannot delete the pedals, as far as I remember. So as you can see, up to 12 effects here, and it doesn't matter which effects, which makes the unit very flexible in my opinion. And I personally like to use EQs. So I EQ my clean tone, usually different from my lead tone. And the Valeton, you have only one EQ in the chain, and here you can easily add another one if you have, of course, one free block here. So that makes it very powerful. And I'm sure, or I hope at least, that they will add the stereo effects. Otherwise, it sounds similar to the Valeton. As I said, a little bit more natural in the highs, but I will show you that in the comparison video I will do. And let's give you a quick overview. By the way, of course, here the editor looks very old-fashioned, and yeah, I don't know if you care a lot about that, but this thing here, I think, well, in most of the other modeling units, the PC editor looks a little bit more modern and yeah, enjoyable to use. So here we have the dynamic block, where you have basically compressors and some boosts, gates. I'm using it for the gate here. Acoustic simulation. You have the wah, of course here the different wahs, auto wah, which is also something which is nice to have. I like it. Because I don't like to use my feet too much, but of course you have to, well, you have to adjust it here. And in the EQ section, yeah, as I said, 5 different EQs. Drive section, your bread and butter drives, a little bit less I think than in the Valeton. I didn't count them, but I guess so, because in every block I think there's something missing. Here you have your amps. Also everything I would need personally: high gain amps, crunch amps, clean amps, a lot of these Mason Mark IVs. Maybe we can check them out too. Some bass amps, acoustic preamps. Okay, let's check out maybe some of the Mesas. Maybe the Mark IV. Mark IV is something where you boost the guitar signal by using the EQ here. For more gain, usually. A mid-focused amp. Of course, you need the 5-point graphic EQ for tone shaping. Let's do that. I think I will also release a preset pack for that unit, as for all the other modeling units. So if you're interested in getting my preset packs, please contact me on Facebook or Instagram. As always, the links are in the description. And yeah, it sounds nice already. Okay, the IR section. By the way, here I'm using an IR which I added. So third-party IR. Maybe let's use it. This is a stock IR. Has way more bass frequencies. Can apply the low cut. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong block here. Might be a little bit too much. Okay, sounds also nice. So what else? Maybe we have to check it out in detail, but I will do that in another video. Check out different crunch or clean tones. By the way, I did these videos also for the Valeton already, and also for the Hotone Ampero. So you can check these out if you're interested in these units, and they sound pretty close. I can tell you already. Here you have the modulation effects. Unfortunately, also here no good sounding stereo widener. We have a chorus here. But of course, it's not a widener, it's a chorus effect, which is also needed, of course, but for other applications. The other effects, I know these from the other units. In my opinion, they are not up to date with other units. So these effects, they are really the weak point of these companies' units, I think. They also added these effects in the newer, higher price models like the Hotone Ampero 2 Stage, which I also own. But in these units, they also added some really kick-ass new models for the modulation effects, also for the amps. So they're way superior sound-wise to these lower price units, in my opinion. Delay is also, as I said, no decent stereo delay. Ping-pong delay is not usable because it cuts off all the lows, as with the Valeton. Here you have another stereo delay. Just it doesn't sound good. Cuts off all the highs. And the others are mono delays, as far as I remember. Which is okay for live usage for me. I don't play in stereo when playing live. Here I'm missing the arena reverb from the other units. I left it off. Also, they gave their effects other names to confuse people. Here the volume. Okay, so I didn't dive into details here. Well, preset settings. Okay, you can assign the controllers. I know that also from the other units. You can connect expression pedals. It also has an effects loop. So it is a quite powerful unit. Given the price for, I got it for €300. The Valeton is currently €350. It comes with 8-foot switches, as this unit comes with 6-foot switches. But the benefits of this unit compared to the Valeton is sounds slightly better in my opinion, and also of course it has more processing power, so you can use more of the same effects at the same time. And also it has a touch screen, which is maybe nice for many people. The user interface of the Valeton GP-200 isn't bad at all. but a touchscreen, I get it why people like it, because in most cases it's more intuitive. Okay, so here's another sound which I created, JCM 800. I didn't spend much time to dial these sounds in, and but even at stock settings, it's all really nice. That is something which I also mentioned a lot of times with these units. They are very easy to use. It's easy to get good tones out of them. Also, something which I didn't expect was the unit seems to have quite a little bit lower output volume than the other units. I don't know why that is the case. I cranked the volume wheel to max, but it's not that terribly loud, so I don't know if that matters for you, but it sounds fine. So yeah, please subscribe to my channel that you don't miss the upcoming videos about that unit or other units. And as I said, you can get my preset packs. Give me a message in Facebook or Instagram. Other than that, see you.